Hey everybody, Adam here. We're back. I hope you all had a fantastic holiday season, both Christmas and New Year's. My apologies for being away. I fell under the weather just about my birthday, the 21st, with COVID, and unfortunately just really wasn't a functional human being. So I've kind of talked about this a little bit on various social media platforms, kind of why I was away. This is mostly for those of you who watch on YouTube. I'm still really bad at functioning within the YouTube like communities space, so I did not remember to make a post there to explain this to everyone, so I'm sorry, but we are back, and I okay. So tonight we are going to settle back into kind of one of my preferred decks in Vintage right now, and that is Esper Tinker. So what I did tonight, with the help of friend of the stream 10 Arms, was something a little different here. And I'm going to give the caveat that I do not recommend what I've done to come up with this list today to everyone. This is something that I would only advise you do if you are particularly familiar with an archetype and particularly familiar with the format you're playing. I mention this because I have run into a few of you who are fans of the channel in the Vintage tournament practice rooms who have said you are kind of newer to Vintage. So again, thank you for your support. It was nice to play against all of you. This was Walrus Gult and more recently MTGO user D's Nuts. So thank you both for watching. I have run into both of you recently. However, again, I have run into a handful of you in the tournament practice rooms, and some of you have mentioned you are newer to the Vintage format. I don't recommend deck building this way if that is the case. Because what I did here was I started from the ground up. I did not take a list and tweak and tune and dial to my own preferences. I literally built this list from square one. I said to myself, okay, so I've played a lot of Esper. It is probably my favorite deck in the format right now and my preferred deck in the format. I love Initiative. We'll get back to doing some more of that here in the not too distant future, but Esper is really kind of my baby. So with that, I thought to myself about kind of the way that the metagame has changed recently and some of the tools that I have wanted out of Esper. That maybe I didn't have access to, or were in my sideboard and not my main, blah, 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 blah. So ultimately what we did is we built our deck from the ground up to kind of combat all of the things that I think are problematic right now. So, as to kind of describe this process so that everyone kind of has a little closer look at what I mean by built from the ground up. So you start with all of the things that you know, right? So like, I knew I was going to play 4 Urza Sagas. I knew I was going to play a full set of jewelry. I knew I was going to play Vault Key, Soul Ring. So all of the things that are like auto includes, feel free to jam those in. So then it was like, okay, what are the things that I really want out of the deck, right? So you jam in all your auto includes. This includes things like Probe, Misstep, Ancestral, Brainstorm, Ponder, all of your restricted cards and things like that. Jam all this stuff in here. And what you're left with are a handful of slots. And those slots are going to include things like Teferi Time Raveler. Teferi is a card that I have looked at in Esper for a long time. It is a very powerful set of effects. It can remove a problem permanent, like a Pithing Needle or something. It can draw us cards. It can shut off opposing counter magic. All of these things are very, very good. I wanted a Teferi in the list for a long time. It's now here. Karn the Great Creator. Karn is nuts. There is a reason this card is restricted. Karn is insane. That said, what are you doing with Karn in a deck like this? And there are a couple avenues you can go down. One of those is the ideology that Karn is there primarily as a hate piece. That Karn is going to be there just as a one-sided null rod, which is great. Totally fine. I wanted my Karn to serve a little more utility than that. So I built a small Karn package into my sideboard. This includes 1 Tormod's Crypt, 1 Pithing Needle, 1 Soul Guide Lantern, and 1 Mycosynth Lattice. I did want a Lattice here. This is not something that a lot of people, even the ones playing Karn in Esper, are doing. but I don't hate the idea of my Karn just being able to win the game on its own. So we put a Lattice here. Then I said, okay, what are the other random things that I want? Well, I know that I want a Sphinx with a Steel Wind, and I would prefer to have access to mine in game 1. So Sphinx is here. Dig Through Time, very good. I would consider this an auto-include in the deck as one of your random restricted cards. Hole Breacher. Hole Breacher is very, very powerful. Hole Breacher does a lot of things. It has Flash, it attacks for damage, it shuts off opposing cantrips and draw spells. This card is just very good. Balance. I have kind of talked at length on the channel about how I feel about balance in Vintage right now. I think that Esper is a very, very, very good balance deck. And I don't think it's the best balance deck, but I think we're a very good balance deck. And what I like about balance in the main is that this means that our game ones against Initiative are going to be a lot easier for us to manage. So having access to balance, top shelf, 10 out of 10, would recommend. It can catch us up when we're behind. Balance can also slingshot us so far into the future if we get ahead. If we just like blow up a bunch of their lands when they're not doing anything, pretty great for us. So balance confirmed good. I wanted access to Plow. I ended up going with 2 main, 2 side, and then a prismatic ending side as well. The reason being here is there's just enough random garbage creatures that you want to answer in the format right now, but you're gonna run into matchups where you're not gonna want all of these. So I decided we can put a couple on the board. Ending is also good because, like Teferi, it's going to clean up problematic permanents that things like Plow don't answer. It's going to clean up Planeswalkers. It's going to clean up Pithing Needles. It's going to clean up Null Rods. All sorts of garbage. So, ending confirmed good. We have a couple of Flusterstorms main, a couple of Flusterstorms side. I've been pretty soft on Flusterstorm as a Magic card right now. There's just a lot of non-instant sorcery cards running around the format that are really, really powerful. So I want access to a couple, and I might want access to more than a couple in some matchups, but not all of them. So we have gone ahead and split our 4 between the main and the side, 2 and 2 even. Now there's some cards I'm going to talk about here that I have feelings about. However, that might not be the case for everybody. These cards are Mystical Tutor and Merchant Scroll. In recent history, I have been pretty unimpressed with Merchant Scroll and Mystical Tutor in fair blue decks. I call us a fair blue deck. We're a Tinker for Citadel garbage pile. But ultimately, Esper is not necessarily trying to jam that stuff down your throat like some other decks are. So we're a little more fair slanted. We're almost a control deck. So, Mystical, sometimes it just gets stuck in your hand and it's just like a bad card. And it cannot get you access to the thing that you really need. Might be artifact mana for your Tinker. Might be a threat. Sometimes it just doesn't get you what you need. You know, you've already cached your Ancestral. So, Mystical, just something to be a little soft on. Merchant Scroll is kind of a similar situation. The biggest problem I have with Merchant Scroll is how slow it is. It costs 2 mana at sorcery speed to go and find only a blue instant, and then we have to have the mana to cast that blue instant. So in our deck, it's going to get Mental Misstep, Ancestral Recall, Brainstorm, Flusterstorm, I guess maybe Mystical Tutor if we're desperate, Force of Will, Force of Negation, Dig Through Time. There's a lot of cards that Merchant Scroll just can't get, and it's a lot of cards that we really want access to. So, with that being the case, I still think that Merchant Scroll for Ancestral Recall is a powerful thing to do, or Merchant Scroll for Force of Will when you already have your big threat. Very, very powerful. So, as such, Merchant Scroll and Mystical Tutor are in for now, but know that these are cards that I think that you could probably cut from this deck. Now, to get some of this other stuff in here, to get access to Karn, to get access to Teferi, to get main deck balance, to get all of this stuff in the pile, what did we lose? Well, the big loss here is Preordain. We are playing 0 copies of Preordain anywhere in our 75. And the reason being is that Preordain is a card that's totally fine, but low impact overall. And if you look at a lot of the cards in our deck, most of the cards in our deck are pretty high impact Magic cards. You know, things like Mentor, Ancestral, Time Walk, Tinker, Karn, Teferi, Narset, Hullbreacher. So much of our deck is just powerful cards. That while Preordain can help us find those, is it just better as something else? And ultimately, Merchant Scroll and Mystical Tutor made the cut over the Preordains. And is that correct long term? I don't know. But we're going to try it tonight. So then we move to the sideboard. I've already kind of addressed the Plows, the Ending, the Fluster, the Karn package. So we've got some other cards here that I kind of want to talk about. Hurkyl's Recall. So Hurkyl's is a nod to the fact that Shops is still a deck and does still exist in the format. So you have to kind of respect it to some degree. And also, like, we're not necessarily great at answering opposing Urza Saga Construct armies. So if our opponent shows us that they're, like, in the type of position where that's the game they want to play, these Hurkyl's Recalls can do very, very good things for us. Again, Opposition Agent. This is a card that just gets in there and completely muck an opponent's strategy. Opposing Tinker decks, Breach can have a hard time with a card like this. There's just a lot of tutoring that happens in the format, and having access to Opposition Agent is just a very, very useful tool. Tabernacle at Pendrell Vale, much like Tormod's Crypt, Soul Guide Lantern, Pithing Needle, this is for Bizarre Baghdad decks. We just need to be able to slow them down, kind of start regaining their ground. And finally, a copy of Karakas. Why is there a Karakas in our sideboard? Well, so here's the thing. There are a lot of legendary creatures floating around Vintage just kind of casually right now. You have your Lavinias, you have Golos, you have Thalia. There's a lot of random legendary creatures. For the folks out there still playing Bug, Leovold Emissario Trest still shows up. So, Hogak. Like, there's just a lot of legendary creatures. And having just this really easy tempo answer to all these random legends, very, very good. So we're testing out this one of Karakas in the sideboard. It could be that this is something that makes its way to the main. It could be that this is something that gets cut all together. But we are testing a single Karakas in our sideboard just because of the density of legends floating around Vintage right now. So, that is the deck. Again, shout out to friend of the stream, 10 Arms. Welcome to chat, 10 Arms. For the assistance in kind of helping me have a sounding board to talk my ideas off of while I was putting this list together. But yeah, so this is my current iteration of Vintage Esper Tinker. And without any further ado, let's dive right in and see what happens. Again, I hope you all had a fantastic holiday season. Illness aside, I have still managed to have a pretty okay holiday season. This ain't it, Chief. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna bottom key? I'm gonna bottom key. Key has like some value here. Saga, sure. Emerald, yes. Top, sure. We're either playing a Tinker Mirror or we're playing against PO here. Game plan here is going to be to just Ancestral in our opponent's upkeep. Sure. cancel this. Sick. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna do some math here. I guess if we go Flooded Strand, Crack for C, play Mana Crypt, Soul Ring, Demonic Tutor. So that's... Oh, we don't have the extra blue. As such, I think that it's best for us to just go this. Soul Ring. Greg, hello and welcome. My constructs are going to be larger than yours. Other idiot after they've sunk them in into doing stuff. They are likely going to go and grab a needle to name our Urza Saga, which I think is actually fine. Nope. Soul Ring. Delta. Sure. I do not care about Soul Guide Lantern. Not in the slightest. They're gonna exile my Ancestral, sure. Greg, how are you? Alright. For anyone curious, we are finally able to function well enough to enjoy a drink again. This is a Myers single barrel proof rum, or a single barrel rum that I got access to. That is, I'm doing all right. Okay, I feel like opponent has Fluster. It is single barrel rum aged in Jamaican rum aged in Sazerac rye whiskey casks, and I've made just a nice light daiquiri with it, and it's delightful. Not a daiquiri as in blender drink, daiquiri as in like the actual factual cocktail. Well, that's nuts. Opponent hasn't done anything yet, so like I'm really hesitant to... I don't really want to do anything here. I'm gonna make... I'm gonna fetch. What are we doing, friendo? Underground Sea. Blue. Blue. 1. Here's an Arset. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So our idiots are smaller than their idiots. I would love for this Narset to hit me like a Mox or something. Okay. They have another Saga, sure. Okay. Gonna make here. I could just vault key here, right? We just... Pourquoi? Okay, that's a little annoying, but I guess. I'm gonna set a stop in my draw step. If I draw a plow, we're in business. It's a weird time to do this, but... Tails. 1 to flip. This is unfortunate. I am going to get rid of this op agent. They're likely to go find my key, which is annoying. Okay. I can just replay this Saga from my graveyard, right? Yawgmoth's Will, players a Saga, play Plow. All of this just feels very good for me. Plow, Saga, Mox. Yeah, this Yawgmoth's Will is going to be very good. Alright, 10 arms, you win. This Yawgwell's going to be pretty good, and it's still going to be a fair Yawgwell. Okay. What did they... I don't know what they got? Okay. Yep, I say, there's the Fairy Yawgwell's still good. Get rid of you. I mean, can cut Yawgwell. It just looks particularly good in this exact juncture. Opponent is spinning their top. I believe they should still know all of the top 3 cards of their library. I'm gonna take this stop off. Like, that was a fine turn, but like, that was a restricted Magic card that just went land drops, swords to plowshares. Wait. I don't know. Opponent's bad. I mean, I agree with you. Opponent, absolutely. There's my key. Okay. I was supposed to... I'm so dumb. We were 100% supposed to mental misstep that key. Fails. Lost our flip. Okay. I can brainstorm here to see if we hit... Are you kidding me? Sure. My God. What a disaster. This is hilarious. I don't care. I can grab a needle here to name Manifold Key. I like that. Yep. Needle. Name key. Sure. Opponent got a Black Lotus for no reason at all. Let's go. Me. Karn, sure. I am obligated to block both of these. That whole breacher was pretty savage. It was not good at all. We're probably dead. That Time Twister is probably the end of us. Narset, sure. Okay. They have revealed Time Vault. We have deterministically died. Alright. Plow, plow. Fluster, fluster. I don't hate access to one Hercules Recall. Vamp Mystical. Can they... They can't really answer this. Yeah, the whole breacher was pretty atrocious for us. This card is both good and bad. Trying to think what else I don't want access to. I definitely want these Lavinias. I feel like that's going to be very, very, very good for us. I want to keep all my counter magic. I also like Op Agent. I'm just trying to figure out spaces. That's the big problem here, is trying to figure out. I can cut a couple forces, I guess. I don't love it, but I can. I'm also just gonna cut this Yogwell. I don't think Yogwell's doing enough for it to matter. Yep. Sand doesn't do anything. Okay. Okay. I like Sphinx because I'm pretty certain that opponent is blue-black, and I don't think they can actually answer it. I'm gonna bottom second Saga. I'm just gonna fetch now. I want lazy value, and I don't want to get op agented. Sure. Yep. I don't care about this Narset. Greg, we're playing Esper Tinker. Opponent is playing, I'm pretty certain, blue-black Tinker. I mean, Tenors, if they have Deathmark, good on them. I don't think anyone has played Deathmark in almost a decade. I hate that. Play this, I go. I swear to God, if opponent is just like blue producing land, Days Undoing, I'm gonna be so upset. With Flusterback, that is. I would be particularly upset. Mana Crypt, sure. I don't care about that. I mean, that technically means that they can Days Undoing with Flusterback. That's fine. We can also beat this. The Fluster doesn't even beat them now. For the love of... Oh my God. I'm gonna fire this here because it's getting shuffled anyway. And then they have to tap out. I don't think it particularly matters, but... Resolves. We've drawn our one card. Okay. This is why we should have kept our Force of Will, so I'm getting punished. I understand. Okay. Mox chat, yes. Sure. Why not ancestral yourself also? Mox, yep. We're just going to discard? No chance. Yeah. I cut 2. Ten Arms, we have to have room for all of these things. This is what I was trying to tell you earlier. Like, the amount of space we have in our deck is finite, my dude. I mean, sure, right? Except that, like, we also have 4 Flosters and 3 Forces left in our deck. It's not like we have 0 Forces and 0 counter magic. We have a lot of counter magic still. Okay. Well, that's a good start, I suppose. That, I care way less about this than I did the giant stupid idiot. Also, in my defense terms, we didn't realize at the time that opponent was playing Days Undoing on top of their Time Twister. That is not always the case. Jesus, opponent had second Saga. That's so bad. Okay. Sure, Yawgmoth's Will for Ancestral Recall. Yep, seems great. What could possibly go wrong? Yeah, like, we're just dead. Okay. Well, that's fine, I suppose. We died to opponent trying to meme the hardest. Opponent did, in fact, meme the hardest. We got Days Undoing and Vintaged. Yeah, Ten Arms, if I had known opponent was, like, Days Undoing levels of deep on the wheels, I would have... Yeah, if I would have known that opponent was Days Undoing levels of deep, I would have not cut Force of Will. In that, truth be told, I probably would have not played Swords to Plowshares. I would have probably tried to fight that battle on the stack as the primary function. But unfortunately, I was not aware of Days Undoing. And as such, I thought the opponent would probably be on, like, Sheoldreds and all sorts of, like, fair mid-rangey stuff. And so I wanted to be able to answer that. And as such, cut answers to draw 7, you die. The thing is, I think it's fine. I think that there are a lot of matchups where you can cut Force of Will. Especially if you are going... Sure, right? But there are plenty of matchups where you can cut Force of Will. Because you're going up on quality in picking up extra Flusters and stuff like that. We also have Teferi. So a lot of the time, our counters are the final word, period, the end. I will say that Fluster is definitely losing value in the format, just because everyone is playing these infinite Mox Tinker decks, or in the circumstance of, like, Initiative, opponents just have, like, creatures, artifacts, so your Flusters just don't do anything. No, because Force of Negation is more likely to be hard castable. That's the answer to your question. Because 3 mana is a lot easier than 5. It's about maintaining card like the density of cards in our hand, and we are more likely to be able to hard cast a Force of Negation on any random turn than we are a Force of Will. Now, all of this said, it didn't work out, and none of it mattered. But that is the logic behind the decision. Oh, sure. So, and that was the thing, Times, is we traded those Force of Wills for Plow. So that's just a clean 1 mana answer to something like a Sheoldred. A clean 1 mana answer to something like a Sheoldred, a Hull Breacher, whatever it might have been. So that was the line of logic there, was that we're trading an answer on the stack for an answer in play that also doesn't cost us extra cards. But yes, I see what you're saying. And yes, if that was the only logic in a vacuum, then yes, it makes more sense to cut the Force of Negation than the Force of Wills. I would agree. In that circumstance, my whole thought process was that we were trading those Force of Wills for Plows, which were clean answers to their creatures, and then also getting Flusters, which were answers to some of their other garbage. Alright. Well, either way, we learned that Purple Gambit, powerful wizard, and we can't cut Force of Will against them. So, there we go. But we will see if we can turn this around in round 2. So, for anyone joining late, I will pull up the list we are playing this evening. This is my current iteration of Esper Tinker. We've picked up access to Karn and Teferi, and we have Balance is in the main. We have lost Preordain. I do appreciate everyone joining tonight. A lot of ways you could spend your Monday evening, especially on a long weekend like this one. I am grateful you have chosen to hang out with me. So for anyone who missed the announcement, going forward, I'm going back to 3 days a week here on the channel. We will be live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, all around 10 p.m. Eastern Time, which means that videos will go up on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Now, with this being the case, 2 of those, being Monday and Friday, will be Magic the Gathering content. That is the name of the game. The midweek stream on Wednesday, the video that goes live on Thursday, will be this new idea that I've been talking about for a while, which is looking at other digital TCGs from the perspective of a Magic player just coming in to that client, game, whatever, for the first time. And playing free-to-play. Is that something that is doable in that client, and if so, what does that look like? So for the first stream of that series, we will be live on Wednesday playing some Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. I have chosen Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel specifically because I've actually heard that the client is very well run. When a lot of people dunk on Magic Online for being Magic Online, the client they point to as the alternative is Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, showing that it is an accurate representation of the paper game that is also very well run, very well organized. So it's pretty sweet. We have run into Powerful Wizard Absorbent 3. This looks fine. This just, like, makes a bunch of idiots. We have a Force of Will. I'm in. Absorbent 3 and I are chatting because I had previously asked for their deck list. So stay tuned. Coming soon, we will be playing an Absorbent 3 special. That's a Beseiju. Sure. I just don't want to deal with this. One or flip, okay. We're just gonna play a Saga game for a while, and then we'll make some decisions from there. Make a construct. What do I actually want here? I think I'm just gonna get a Sapphire. Okay. If I would have gotten Pearl there, now that I'm thinking about it, Pearl would have been pretty clutch. That's a scavenger use. I don't particularly care about that. Tails. Lost our flip. Okay. I'm gonna plow this. Sure. You get one. We're gonna clock. Alright. I'm gonna tinker for Sphinx here. This is tutor for tinker. Sphinx of the Steel Wind. Go. Oh. Sure. Green, red. That's an endurance, sure. Oh, you don't want to put my stuff back in my library? That's fine, I suppose. Put you to 1. Or probably? No, it's gotta be 1. Ooh, fancy. Okay. Yep. Underground Sea. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're 1 short of this. That is unfortunate. So this Teferi dies. Bye. Okay. Plow, ending. Don't like flusters a whole lot here. This is a pretty minimal value. This card doesn't do a whole lot either. And cut the Karn. I don't have access to this other needle, but I don't really have a way to get it. This Lavinia actually isn't terrible because I know that opponent's deck is often, like, fueled on Moxen. They're trying to get out ahead. So I think we'll just do that. Okay. We're gonna play a Saga game with this hand, but that's okay. Okay, so this is the white splash list. That's Black Lotus. That's a little scary. Okay. I'm gonna jam this to Fairy. Sure. Or green. Oh, I have to force. That's right. It's like, why am I force of willing here? This is a perfect force of negation target. No, it's not, because it's my turn. Brain, hello? Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Dryad Arbor. Sure, that's not a thing that I care about even the slightest. Okay. Yeah, well. I'll just Yuggle the replay Saga here. Like, opponent missed a land drop for this. Oh, that one's good. Okay. Elvish Spirit Guide. Got some endurance. I don't care about that. This is fine. I'm gonna make my idiot here. Just gonna take 3. I don't think this matters that much. We're just gonna like mentor plow this next turn. Not quite, but soon. Monastery mentor? Plow? Okay. Opponent is casting Elvish Spirit Guide. These are things I'm 100% okay with. Fetch, C, dig, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Blue, blue. Black Lotus Narset? Just mentor doing mentor things. Let's go. I'll take Blau. Blau looks great here. You can gain 2. Name Minskin Boo because that's the thing that like actually beats us here. Timeless Heroes. That seems fair. This is why we play Mentor, kids. This card's very, very good. Okay. Opponent's not willing to give up. Good on them. Down. Scroll. Alright. Well, we may have got off to a rough start, but running into Absorbent 3 is always a good time. They are an incredible sport, and their decks are always super cool. So, hooray for us. Even if we lose this league, we've won in our hearts. Oh, confirmed. Mentor is nuts. Do you remember when they let us play 4 of this card? You remember when they were like, nah, Mentor's fine. You can play 4 in Vintage. It's totally okay. Pepperidge Farm remembers. That was great. Never been so happy in my life. Thoughtcast PO was so dumb. Okay. GG on air. This is fine. Not incredible, but fine. Bert7770, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. I'm gonna keep this. I just don't want to deal with this. These notes, awesome. I actually just mentioned earlier running into you on stream. I appreciate you being here, Bert. Thank you. Thank you for your support. Mana Confluence, Black Lotus. I need an adult to explain to me what's going on here. Grindstone. Okay, sure. Okay. So opponent is on Monty. So I want Ruby, Ancestral, Mana Crypt. Don't shuffle. Do you have the painter? If you have the painter, I'll just concede. Deal. Moving on. Alright, Flusterstorm sucks in this matchup because their deck doesn't play that many instants and sorceries. Plow and Ending are good. I like Op Agent because I do tutor for garbage. Force of Negation good. Karn very good. I don't need Sphinx. We have to make one more cut? I don't think I need a Yogwell. I think realistically this game is won if our opponent doesn't win. I don't think we actually need to win the game. Not in any meaningful amount of time. But I appreciate the fact that you were able to join the stream tonight. I know this is the first time that you've been in chat that I've seen. So, welcome. Mulligan. It's not good enough. Keep. Bottom dig. Done. Yeah, you'll find that the stream atmosphere is pretty chill. I try to keep it pretty tame in here. I just want to play good Magic, and oh, here we go. The Saga is fine. I don't care about that at all. Mock's also fine. Defense Grid. I wish you wouldn't. Huh. So here's the deal. These plows just got a whole lot worse. I think what we could do is just go Saga, Fetch Strand, DT, get Needle, Needle Name, Grindstone? I don't hate all of this. We could get home killed here. So they take Hull Breacher. I suppose I guess like they could take Plow here. It just seems really questionable since I have two. And I can't currently cast one. Yeah, that's correct. Okay. That's Manifold Key. Okay. Vault Key still on the table. We drew another Plow. I now wish they had taken one of these Plows. I'm gonna make my edit here. Yeah, 3 of a kind indeed. Not the 3 of a kind we were hoping for, but... Did more than ending, right? Okay. I need to answer one of these 2 magic cards. Probably Grid? Their Needle's still on the sideboard. I would love to find my way into a Karn here. Another Saga. That's unfortunate. Um... Get my top? Get this the fuck out of my way. Attack them for 5. So it's close terms. Like, I could start trying to play towards the out of finding my own time vault. And just, like, put the key into play, let it happen. Kind of see where it goes. I think I like top better because top's gonna dig me towards all the crap that I want. I did. It's close though. Wow, so many sagas. Can we just not? Yeah, that's fine. It's a weird way for you to tap for that, but I mean, I guess it's fine. Are you gonna manifold key untap it now? Like, is that where we're at? We can live that life. Yeah, okay. Yeah, like, Hercules is something that's on my radar. If we go to game 3, I'm probably boarding in Hercules. Red 1. Okay. So my game plan here is that with opponent abrading that, I think they're going to go for the Painter kill. And by having access to Mana Crypt, I have that beat. I just have to see how opponent decides to play this. Okay. That's the grindstone. Yes. Policies results. That's fine. Mason, hello and welcome. Appreciate you stopping by. Citadel, Misty, Brainstorm. Gross. Citadel, Underground Sea, Ruby. Opponent's deck is just 2-card Monty. 10 arms. Mason, is that any better? My bike has been weird where it just, like, randomly doesn't behave. Mason, I'm feeling better. Not great, but better. Narset, not great here. It is not, Mason. I made sure of that. It's pulling from my mic, but for some reason my mic is misbehaving. I had somebody mention it to me the other day when at work last week. Let me see. Wiggle that out there a little bit and see if that is any better, if it's just feedback from all the other stuff around it. Yeah, 10 arms, I love Monty. Monty is one of my favorite archetypes in all of Vintage. I may just die to these constructs. This is definitely problematic. Sure. Top good. Can confirm. Mason, is that any better? I feel like it might have something to do with feedback from the positioning. Just because it was close to a bunch of other audio devices. I'm gonna take 8 here, as much as I hate it. Okay, yeah, so it was just feedback. So where my mic was set, it was nestled between my Google Home and my desktop speakers. And so I had wondered if there might be some feedback issues. Tails. We lose our flip, let's go. Okay, so if I go draw Narset, blue, blue, this, I still have access to plow. Okay. Draw a card. Yeah, it was just where the mic itself was nestled. So, what are we doing here? We have equal lands. No, I have one more land, so I'm going to sacrifice a land here. They go to 13, go to 9. Lost our flip again. Sure we did. Can just draw the balance here. Balance them with 0 cards in hand. They discard. Draw. Ancestral me. I attack them for 5. Okay. Trying to think. I can't attack here. I take 1, go to 8. I need to find an answer to this stupid... I have one more plow, I have ending... Enlightened Tutor. They got Time Vault. Go to 5. We're gonna Dynamante here. Yeah, they take 1, go to 4. Our Plow may have given opponent this game, which is pretty unfortunate. You go to 4. Yeah. Big yikes. Yeah, Monty, not a deck we were exactly set up to beat. Definitely should have brought in Hercules, just didn't think about it at the time. It also took me a minute to process that they were Monty, which I should have gotten off of the random Rainbow Land. But, yeah, it just was so far off of my radar as a thing that just doesn't happen that often anymore. But, fair enough. We died to Monty. The deck is so cool. And Saga has made it so much better. Playing against Fighter Kit 3, who looks to be just starting their league. This hand doesn't do anything. I'm gonna mulligan. Everybody playing Urza Saga tonight, let's go. Fire off this walk. Opponent forces our time walk. Pitching Fluster. They opted to play Saga and therefore could not just Fluster Time Walk. Tinker, sure. Tinker for Bolas' Citadel. Yep. We're probably dead here. This Saga just gets top and then they're off to the races. I'm not really sure why opponent forced our time walk if their hand was this good. I would have kept that force to protect my shit. That's a land. So opponent is Grixis. Wow. Why are we spinning? You're at 16 life, just draw cards. Are you trying to respect Hull Breacher? Sure. Get that Hull Breacher out of the way. Okay, so opponent is on Breach. So he has 18 cards. I'm not sure why all of these are targeting us, but like, okay. Here's my Citadel. Second Plow. Wow. Sure. Mystical. Demonic Tutor, find question mark? Lotus? They show me Lotus Breach, I'll just concede. There's the Lotus. Show me Underworld Breach. Mana Crypt. Time Walk, sure. You know what's up. They have an extra turn. Them taking that extra turn is actually good for us because now their storm count is trash. Key, sure. Yup. There's a red source. Draw a card, yup. Play top. Spinning top again. Am I dead or not? Like... Sure. Okay. Soul Guide Lantern. Op Agent. Flusters. Balance seems bad. I don't want the top deck tutors. This is insane. I'm gonna cut my Citadel. I would rather play the control role here and just do what I do well instead of trying to be a combo deck. Don't need access to another Plow here or Hercules. I cut my Yawgmoth's Will for that. Keep. I'm gonna fire off this Ancestral. If they got Force, they've got Force. They did not Force. That's so good for us. This... I'm plussing this Karn here out of respect for Light Bolt. Sure. None of these cards matter. Sure. One or flip. One, two, three, four, five, six. I'm gonna go for a kill here. Sick. Okay, Lattice did what Lattice does. Awesome. Is there anything I want to change on the draw? Not really, I just need to mulligan for early interaction. Instead of the hand that just says, do you have 2 Force of Wills? Got him indeed. Tenums, remember what I said about Lattice being mostly free? That's what I meant. Sometimes you're just like, here you go. This is incredible. This card is good. These cards are both good. I'm keeping. You can't stop me. Force. Sure. One slot, easy, worth it. Sure. Soul Ring resolves. Flash in Hole Breacher. Force Pitching Fluster. So this is kind of the beauty of the way that I wanted to construct this deck, is that a lot of times you're just like multiple Force of Will checks. Lost or flip. This. Take down. Resolves. Yup. Crypts. Cast crypts. Alright, opponent, now you gotta figure it out. Wheel of Fortune. What if we did not? I would prefer that we did not do exactly that. I feel like we have this one too. Thought about getting top there. Would rather that this card in my hand represent unknown information. It just seems better for us in the long run. Goodbye. Just take their time walk. Yeah. Very good. Gonna lose all of our flips. Not gonna matter. Grab another Tundra. Grab Ancestral. Get rid of the thing that's killing us. Grab Sphinx of the Steel Wind. See, 10 Arms Breach is fine. We're fine. We can beat Breach. You know, we just can't beat 2-card Monty or something. I don't know. But alright. So far our losses tonight are to 2-card Monty and Blue-Black Tinker with the full "we're gonna wheel you into the dirt" package. And we have beat Absorbent 3 and Grixis Breach. I think Monty is beatable. I think that we could have configured our deck a little better. I think that Tinker is also beatable. I think we got a little unlucky. Opponent played very, very well, but we got a little unlucky. Yeah, 2-card Monty, definitely the cooler deck. It's not close. Monty is the coolest deck in Vintage. It's not even remotely close. Yeah. Karn, very good. Karn is a card I've wanted in this deck for a long time, and have just struggled to find space. And apparently the answer was Preordain sucks. The oops you made. Mason, what is the oops you made earlier today? The way that you phrase that, I'm going to imagine it wasn't look at the cards, oops. So version of Modern Allies that actually worked. Okay. You decided you wanted to make it better. Okay. Did we try adding banned cards? That's usually one of my biggest oops, isn't ridiculous. Okay, sure. We tried to play Yorian. Okay. Ah, sick. Got it. To be fair, I also did not realize that Yorian was... I totally forgot Yorian was banned in Modern until you just mentioned it. So what you're saying, Mason, is we need to play Legacy Allies with Yorian. It seems as reasonable as everything else that's going on in that format at the moment. Honestly, Legacy Allies is probably not even that bad. You could... I think it could work. Like, the thing is, people were playing that, like, Glimpse of Tomorrow Elementals deck, and, like, that was able to put up, like, at least semi-positive results. So I don't think Allies can be that much worse. I think the real question is, like, how you're getting your... Like, you probably have to be... Oh, yeah. No, Allies is messed up. Like, it is a tribe that has been, like, right on the edge for a number of years. It's probably pretty doable. Arcane Adaptation with Turn Timber Ranger. Whenever enter another ally enters the battlefield, make a 2/2 wolf. Oh, sure. Yeah. Got it. Okay. Understood. So we're just making infinite allies. I understand. Alright. We won the die roll. This is so very close, but we have to mulligan it. I'm keeping it... done? I'm just going to go for a turn 1 walk. Easy Infinite's very good. Can confirm. Watch, opponent's going to be on a Bizarre deck. I'm going to be so mad that I put back that Hull Breacher instead of the stupid Teferi. Funny enough, this does beat Madness cards? As random as that is, it just actually does the thing. We can't cast it, though. I'm gonna grab Tundra, cast Time Walk. Okay. We have Force Pitch plus Fluster here. Opal, yes. Moxchat, sure. Opponent is PO. I understand. Black Lotus, that's terrifying. What do we got going on, opponent? Okay. Look at all these busted cards. Just look at them. Okay. Okay. Easy Saga game. Cast Time Walk, cast Force of Will, have Flusterstorm. That one we can't fluster. Neil name Time Vault. Easy money, look at us go. Yep. Big fan of drawing mocks there. Okay, opponent is Jewel Shops. Understood. Five mana. Do we fluster here? Like, opponent can pay, but they have to crack their Lotus to do it? I think I'm going to, but it doesn't feel incredible, I'm not gonna lie. So, like, and I think you are the same thought process here, where it is likely enough that they don't hit a bunch of fast mana. There's Grim Monolith, okay. This Ancient Tomb was, like, pretty atrocious for us. Okay. I'm going to attack opponent for 12 and bounce. Like, this is such a weird thing to do, but if I attack opponent for 12 and balance here, their hand size is 2. Now, they just forced. They just forced pitching force. We know that one of the cards is Time Vault. And if I do this, yeah, one is Time Vault. My concern is if the other one is Coveted Jewel. Like here, they lose a land and discard 2 cards and we sack 2 constructs. So, yeah, one is Time Vault. My concern is Coveted Jewel. If the other card in their hand is exactly Coveted Jewel, we're in so much trouble. That's Workshop. And it is Coveted Jewel. We have probably lost this game for not casting this balance. Four mana. This is a Metamorph. Copying Coveted Jewel. Flicker 2 Coveted Jewels. So, but either way, Mason, right? Like, either they have the Workshop or the Coveted Jewel, and we shut them off of that by casting this Balance. And they're on, at that point, they're on low life. They probably keep the Ancient 2, I guess they probably have to keep the Tellurian Academy, even though that it's not incredible. They chose to copy Monolith instead of Jewel. That's a weird thing to do, but okay. Yeah, if we balance here, they cannot cast Coveted Jewel, ever. We have 2 strands on top, that is correct. Three, 4, 5, 6. Mason, they did not, because their Mox Opal would not have been turned on. They did not have all of the requisite artifacts in play to turn on Mox Opal. They did not have the mana, nor would they have. And yes, Terms, we have 2 strands on top. What's really good for us here is the fact that opponent basically can't just infinite kill us because this Needle's on Time Vault. Sure. That doesn't do anything. Yeah, they lose a land. They would have lost a land, they would have discarded their entire hand. Like, I think that we were supposed to balance them. And I'm getting punished for not doing that. Wow. We should not have won that game. Mental Misstep sucks. Flusterstorm sucks. Ending good. Urkel's good. I don't really need this Sphinx. We're gonna win with this most of the time. Yeah, we should not have won that game, 10 Arms. I think you and I both know that. Keep. Easiest keep. I don't know how opponent fizzled there. I think part of it has to do with the first time that they played Jewel. Yeah, this hand is very good. I would love to hit a Mox here. Or Soul Ring. Okay. We have a force. We have this Hull Breacher. I feel like things are going our way. Yeah, that's fine. No. Oh, Hull Breacher is super going to win this game, and I have a strong feeling it's going to resolve. Because the opponent has countered absolutely stone cold nothing to this point. And we've cast 2 Forces and an Ancestral. Treasure does give us black mana if it shows up. JK, we just win. Let's go! Cool. We could have gotten Tinker. I just went straight for the Time Bolt. Yeah, I thought about that too. I went straight for the Time Bolt because it was like, if opponent has the counter spell, they're countering either. So, it really didn't matter too much. Like, we had to check, we were checking for a force. If they had it, they had it. If they didn't, they didn't. They should not have scooped, 100%. We could have died to our own mana crypt there, the way that I played that, but opponent was just off it. So, sweet. Good for us. Now, as is tradition on this channel, we win chests, we open chests. Again, I appreciate everyone for hanging out this evening. A lot of ways you could spend your Monday evening. I'm grateful you've chosen to spend it with me. So, let's go ahead and open this up and see what we do. 1 copy of Omniscience, a full art copy of Subtlety, a Goblin Blast Runner, and 5 play points. Well, that's a good one. Maybe it's time to do the thing again. It's a sign. Anyway, I do appreciate everyone hanging out. We will be back again on Wednesday evening with, believe it or not, some Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel for a new series that we'll be doing on the channel, where this random Magic nerd decides to play other digital TCGs as a new player playing for free, just to see what they're like. And yeah, I thank you everyone for hanging out. We will see you again Wednesday. If you are not interested in checking out something a little off the beaten path, we will be back again on Friday with some more Magic. So yeah, I will see you all again on Wednesday. Mason will be playing Master Duel on Wednesday. The whole point is to go in blind. As someone who does not play Yu-Gi-Oh! I have a very basic understanding of the rule set. And I just want to check out other digital TCGs and see how their clients and the way that players interface with them is compared to Magic Online. So, we'll see you on Wednesday for that, and we'll be back again on Friday for some more Magic. Cheers, everyone. You all have a fantastic evening. We'll see you again soon.